What's up everyone, it's Bones here. In today's video, I'll finally be going over the Vernusylph cards, as I didn't really want to stick them in a deck like Madolches or Earth Machines that people already knew was going to be a thing. So I wanted to wait until I found something I liked to make the video. And earlier tonight, I actually happened to see an OCG list that managed to top. And while the OCG list does have key cards that we don't, it doesn't mean that the deck is necessarily unplayable in the TCG. So before I begin, if you happen to enjoy content like this, clicking on those thumbs up and subscribe buttons would be greatly appreciated, as it goes a long way in supporting the channel and shows me that you like content like this. So in this video, I'm just going to show a couple of hands or combos in order for you to get a feel of how the deck works. And the first thing I'll do is read the Flourishing Hills. And it reads, Vernusylph monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. You can discard this card and one monster or Vernusylph card. Add one Vernusylph card from your deck to your hand, except Flourishing Hills. Then you can special summon one Earth monster from your graveyard. Also, you cannot activate non-Earth monster effects for the rest of this turn, and you can only use this effect of Flourishing Hills once per turn. So, the ability to discard itself and any monster allows you to get a free body on board along with an ad that can do the same, but we'll get to that as the replay goes. So the point of this hand is to show how just having Flourishing Hills and Beta can cycle you through your Electromagnet Warrior engine. And to begin, you'll see that I'm going to use the Flourishing Hills effect, which will discard the Beta and itself, and then it'll add me the second and final Vernusylph card that we play in this deck, the Awakening Forests. And it reads that you can discard one card and one monster or Vernusylph card, send from your deck to the graveyard one Earth monster that can be normal summon set, then you can special summon one Earth monster from your graveyard with a different name from that monster. Also, you cannot activate non-Earth monster effects for the rest of this turn, and you can target one Vernusylph monster you control. Its attack becomes doubled until the end of this turn, and you can only use each effect of Awakening Forest once per turn. So you can see that the important effects with these is the one to discard, and as you can see, because we summon the Beta, we can use its effect, which will allow us to get an ad, which will also give us a monster for the Awakening Forest. And the important part here is that you do want to add Alpha, because Awakening Forest reads that you have to special summon a different named monster than the one that you send from the deck to the graveyard. And you want to be able to special summon the Alpha so that you can get your ad of a level 8 Magna Warrior. So you'll see that we're going to send the Alpha there, then we can send then we can add the Berserkion here, and now we can make a link to special summon the Berserkion and go from there. So while this isn't too great going first, that wasn't the point of this combo. It was just to show how you can cycle through all your Magnet Warriors, as this deck really does take a full hand to play. So the second hand here, as you'll see, is going to be a full hand that we can play. And as you can see, we happen to draw the same combo that we used last time in order to cycle through the Magnet Warriors. So you'll see I'm going to use the Beta here, adding the Gamma. We can then use the Awakening Forest here, sending the Alpha, using the Gamma in order to add the Berserkion there. And from here we can special summon our Researcher now and kind of go off. Another issue sort of is getting hit by hand traps at certain times, board breakers as well. But as you see, you can always kind of get lucky and hit the Guardian there in order to play around the nib. And you'll see that we're going to use the Delta now, sending the Epsilon, and it really didn't matter what you send there, you're just sending names at that point, as you have the Berserkion already. And from here you're going to special summon the Seeker, and then we can use its effect, which will special summon us a level 4 here, as we just wanted a level 4, and we're going to use its effect adding a second copy of Guardian, which we also want the card in hand, and we go this route because we want to keep the Guardian in order to play around hand traps and stuff. But now, as you can see, we have the IP Masquerena, the Dagda, the Hulk, which funny enough doesn't summon a tuner because of the Vernusylph cards. But as you can see, the point is to trigger it and then trigger your Dagda, then have the Wonder Magician pop the Scythe and go from there. And for this last combo here, I want to show that as long as you have Granite Gallant accessibility, then a bad hand isn't necessarily unplayable. As you can see, we're using the Delta here to send the Epsilon, banish that, go into the Gallant Granite, and from there we can add a copy of Researcher, and from here we have Hulk line or get lucky with the Researcher and just alternate our plays from whatever we get there. But as you see, we're going to get a Supplier, which will then add us another copy of Guardian, and from here we can go into Hulk, and Hulk will get us our tuner, and now we're just going to end on Hulk Dagda. So okay, I understand that while two of those combos didn't necessarily look powerful enough, the point of them was to show the basic plays that you should take to get your combos going with the deck. As you can see, we play a large Adamancipator count in order to make up for the things that we don't have from the OCG, but we're able to play the same Magnet Warrior count from that list. The 3 Awakening Forests and the 3 Flourishing Hills right now are the only ones worth playing, in my opinion. There are other cool plays that you can do, where with Awakening Forest you would send the Revival Golem, or the Rocket Harp for that matter, get their effects, and combo from there. But as it stands, the deck plays like your average nutty combo deck. But to get onto the card by card, you'll see we have 1 Delta, the 3 Epsilon, the 3 Beta, the 2 Alpha, the 1 Gamma, the 1 Berserkion, the 3 Awakening Forest, the 3 Flourishing Hills, the 1 Revival Golem Gigantes, the 1 Rock Band, the 1 Scythe, the 3 Analyzer, the 3 Researcher, the 3 Seeker, the 1 Supplier, the 1 Guardian, or the 3 Guardians, the 3 Dark Ruler No More is Called by the Grave, then we have Magnet Introduction and Signs to round out the main deck. Onto the extra deck, we have Garura for the Artemis Slay, that could also be Entis, but it's up to preference. And then there's Appaloosa, there's the Access Code, the Unicorn, the Hulk, the Dagda. You play the Sheru because in the beginning of your combos, since they are kind of RNG based, there are multiple scenarios where you can get these two on board, or like Gamma and Beta, and just 2 of your Magnet Warriors, you can get them into the graveyard by going into Sheru and then sending the last one that you need for Berserkion. So that's why Sheru's there. And then there's the Masquerena, the Abyss Dweller, the Gallant Granite, the Baguska you play in case you have no plays here, as the hand that you saw earlier, that is a hand where you may want to consider Baguska if you don't want to auto-lose to hand traps, but then you risk losing to board breakers in a board-breaking format, and that's where I do feel like this could maybe even be Beat Cop in order to pair with your Mystic Mine. But from there we'll go with Baron, Dragite, Naturia Beast, as you play the Researchers and Seekers, and you can easily sync them away with your Magnet Warriors. And then lastly, we have the Wonder Magician for the Hulk Dagda package. Onto the side deck, we have the Trouble Sunny, the 3 Ultimate Slayer, the 3 Mystic Mine, the 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 3 Twin Twisters, 3 Anti-Spells could also be a pointer, and then lastly, the Red Reboot to round out the deck profile. But anyways, if you made it this far into today's video, I thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them down below. It's Bones, signing out.